I've been getting so many compliments on this recipe for this cinnamon crumb cake that was in my last newsletter that I have decided to make it for you today. Let's see what happens. This is Monday Mornings with Mark. Hi, I'm your host, Mark J. Schmidt of RE/MAX Country and MoveMeMark.com, where I help you get the most out of the real estate market and your home. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe to our channel on YouTube and make sure you like us on Facebook so you don't miss out. So this morning I got a text from a friend of mine. She had gotten my newsletter and it had this, cinnamon crumb cake recipe in it. And she said it was so good, she couldn't believe it. And she said it was so easy to make. And I thought, you know what? I should do a Monday Mornings with Mark of me making this recipe. Now, I have to warn you, I'm not a huge baker. I'm not a huge cook. So we're going to see what happens. I'm excited to try this, though. So let's just dive right into it, okay? So first off, what I did, you may hear in the background, I have preheated my oven to 350 degrees. So that's heating up right now as we speak. Right now, I've got my ingredients out. Here are the ingredients we're going to use for this delicious cinnamon crumb cake. We've got 2 cups of flour. We've got and this is where it's going to get crazy. You know when you're watching like Food Network and they have all like the little cups and everything for all the ingredients? I don't have all those cups, so I had to improvise. So I've got shot glasses. So here I've got a teaspoon of baking powder. We've got 1 teaspoon of baking soda. In this beautiful Homer Simpson shot glass, I've got a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. What else do I have? I've got half a cup of butter, which is softened. I've got a cup of sugar. I've got 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. I've got 2 eggs, which I've already deshelled, and 1 cup of sour cream. Now, that's for the cake. For the topping, I've got a 1/2 cup of brown sugar and a 1/4 cup of regular white sugar. And here in this Mo Sislak shot glass, I've got a teaspoon of cinnamon. So, I told you we are preheating the oven to 350. It's on right now as we speak. Here I've got the recipe calls for a 9 by 9 inch cake pan. This is like 8.5 by 8.5, close enough. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to put some cooking spray in this and see what we're doing here. There you go. I just did that. All right, so now, see, also I left the paper towels nearby, so when I get cooking spray everywhere and everything else, I can clean it up easily. That's just smart. Anyway, okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to, in a bowl, so I've already got the 2 cups of flour here in this bowl. Now we're going to go and we're going to add to it, I've got my recipe over here, that's why I keep looking over there. We're going to add to it the baking powder. We're going to add the baking soda. We're going to add the salt. And now we're going to whisk that all together. I've got my handy dandy whisk here. This is probably the easiest, I'm already spilling stuff. This is probably the easiest step, whisking these ingredients together. I know what you're thinking. I make it look effortless, and I thank you for that. But please try this at home. You know how they say, please don't try this at home? No, please try this at home. If I can do this, you can do this. So anyway, I've whisked this all together. Now we're going to set this aside, and we'll come back to that in just a moment. Just got a little flour on my workstation here, so we're going to get rid of that. Now, the next thing we're going to do is I've got my electric mixer, and what we're going to do is we're going to combine. We're going to get the butter. So here's the butter, which was half a cup of butter, softened. Come on, out you go. All right, maybe it doesn't want to get out. Let me help it along a little bit. So we're going to get the butter in our bowl here, okay? And there you go, butter, there you go. Next up, besides the butter, we're going to be putting the sugar. So we got a cup of sugar that we're going to be putting in there. Got our cup of sugar. And, oh, the other thing is the vanilla. This is vanilla from Trader Joe's. It's very good. And we're going to use a teaspoon of vanilla, which I have not set aside ahead of time. So now we're going to measure out a teaspoon of vanilla, and in it goes. Look at that. Now I know what you're thinking. I'm making this look effortless. I appreciate your faith in me. Okay, so now's the fun part, because you know I don't use blenders too often. So we're going to see how much of this is going to be splattering all over me versus just staying in the bowl. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start off on a slow speed. I might speed up, but what we want to do is we want to mix this with the blender until it gets fluffy, whatever that means. So here we go. I'm putting the thing, there you go. Okay, so far so good. All right. It seems to be coming together. Okay. Now, let me see. I don't know if you can really see this too much. I don't know if you want to, but it's supposed to be fluffy. Now, being that I never cook, I don't know what fluffy exactly means. I'm going to shut this off because you know what? I'm getting like these balls of stuff here. I don't know what that is. It looks like it's some of the vanilla extract. Or is that real? Whatever it is. Anyway, the vanilla has kind of clumped up, so I'm just kind of moving it around a bit. And I'm going to just speed up the blender right now until this all looks fluffy. And so far, so good. But again, not sure what fluffy means. But we're just going to keep. I mean, it looks interesting. I don't know if it's fluffy though. All right, we're just going to keep going. It's going to keep going. It's going to beat this until I feel like it's well mixed. I think that's probably going to be my best course of action. All right. So this is where you know, like when you're watching Food Network, they make it look easy just to keep talking while they're cooking. But anyway, so here we are. I'm still beating the sugar, the butter, and the vanilla. And now, all right, I guess that's good. Now I'm going to add the eggs. I have to add the eggs. I got 2 eggs here, which I'm going to be adding to my bowl. And let's put that to the side. And I'm going to start slow again because I don't want this to splatter all over me. Let's see how this goes. All right, so far so good. I am not covered in egg, so I'm very excited about that. This seems to be coming together well. Here we are, making this delicious cinnamon crumb cake. And now I think I've really found my groove. I'm picking up the speed a bit. I want to get the lumps out. But you can tell I'm really exhibiting a lot more confidence than when I began using this blender. I gotta tell you, I'm so used to, like, you know, I've been selling homes for so long. You know, I've been selling homes since 2002. You know, I can do that with my eyes shut, my hands tied behind my back. But you give me a blender, I'm like, oh, what do I do? Anyway, okay, we're gonna keep going. I'm just gonna blend for a little bit more. Okay, we pick up the speed. Really make this nice. So once again, I've got the butter, sugar, vanilla, and now eggs in here. And the instructions say mix well. So I'm doing exactly that. Now, if you like to look, that is what it looks like. Okay? So now it says I should add the dry ingredients and mix again. Now, what I'm going to do is, I'm not going to add the dry ingredients all at once. I've seen people do that. I'm not that guy. So we're just going to add maybe, like, I don't know, a third. That looks good. You know, I watch Food Network, and they seem to do a third. So let's do that, and we're going to go back to, I'm just going to kind of mix it up a little bit just like this. And now we're blending once again. Here we are, and we are blending. I may need to use my spatula at some point just to get some of the, you know, it's kind of, you know what it is? It's going up the sides of the of the bowl, you know, but that's okay. Because you know what it is? We're on a journey together. That's right. All right, so we're putting in another third of our floury mixture. And we're just going to I like to kind of give it a pre-mix before I start blending. All right. And now we're mixing once again. We kind of pick up the speed a little bit here. Okay. This looks super interesting. I think that's what I'm trying to say. I don't know if it's supposed to be as dry looking as it looks, but I'm just going to trust the process. You know, like sometimes I have clients, and now I'm now putting the rest of this mixture in here, and I just realized that I'm wearing my navy blue Remax jacket, you know, fleece, which is really great if you're working with flour. You want to wear nice dark colors where you can see exactly where all the flour went. So here we go. We're going to finish this up now. And actually, you know, before I do anything, I'm just going to kind of scoop all the sides down because that seems like a good idea. Let me take my knife here, and here you go. We're just going to get it off the spatula. And now we are back at it. Here we go. Gonna get, there you go, perfect. Just getting this all blended up. Now I think what's gonna happen next is, the next ingredient that's going in is sour cream. And apparently this sour cream gives it a wonderful moisture. But what's interesting is that I'm not gonna be putting the sour cream in and mixing it with a blender. I'm going to be folding it. So that's where you put the sour cream in and you just keep folding the mixture over until it's all well combined. All right, so here we are. We've got this. I think that's pretty good. Now I got to figure out how to get the excess. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to eject my... I just ejected my... I look like a pro, I know. I just ejected my beaters. I'm just going to get this extra... I don't want to miss any of this batter. I want to make sure this all gets in there because this is... Like, I love coffee cake. Like, I just love it. And I never have it, probably because if I have it, I'll eat it. I've got a terrible sweet tooth. And, yeah, I could eat sweets till I pass out, really. I try not to. I mean, I try to exhibit some self-discipline. But sometimes it's hard, man, you know? Like, I really enjoy eating ice cream and stuff like that. And I heard it was a good idea, like, if you get, like, Hershey's Kisses, you get Hershey's Kisses, and then you go and you just eat, like, 3 Hershey Kisses a day. But who can eat 3 Hershey Kisses? Can't do that. I tried it. I just couldn't do it. So, all right, good. So, here we are. We're done with that. Now what we're going to do is, now we're going to take our sour cream and we're going to fold the sour cream in until it's thoroughly combined. So right now we've got this, okay? And now I'm taking my spatula and my sour cream and I'm just dumping the whole thing in here. This is a cup of sour cream in this container. I didn't have to measure this ahead of time because it's already a cup. And there you go. I want to get every last bit of sour cream out because, well, it's sour cream. What can I say? All right, so now I'm going to start folding. I'm folding, and what I'm doing is, here's the motion I'm making. I'm folding and I'm turning the bowl. This is, and now it's becoming much, it's incorporating. See, I got this right here. Boy, I hope this is right. As I said before, I don't do a lot of baking, but I think this feels good. It feels like I'm on the right track. My issue is that, you know, I'm supposed to fold this until it's well combined, and with this amount of sour cream, I might be here all night folding this, it seems. But the good news is that I'm pretty sure I put the right amount of sour cream in here. It's a lot of fun. You know, I like doing things that I haven't done before. You know, it was Eleanor Roosevelt who once said, do something every day that scares you. And this is definitely taking me out of my comfort zone. You know, the last Monday Mornings with Mark was about, well, it's working. It's coming together now. I think we got something here. So the last Monday Mornings with Mark was about how you could pay your mortgage off early without making any more money than you're currently making. I can talk about that stuff all day long. That's easy. It's my wheelhouse. So this is a little bit different, but I am enjoying this. I hope you're enjoying it too. I'm going, just to let you know, I'm probably going to say this again later, but I'm going to be posting this on my website, MoveMeMark.com, so you'll be able to get the recipe there. You won't just have to watch this video. Look at this. This is actually coming together. Wow. Okay, so what I want to do is get another paper towel, because I'm sort of covered in sour cream now somehow. But let me go. I'm just going to kind of clean my spatula off because it is coated in this yummy looking mixture. Okay. I'm going to put that back over there for a moment. Just going to give it, I just want to get all this gunk off the sides. And we're just going to fold a couple more times. I'm folding in the opposite direction this time for no apparent reason. I was going one way, but now I'm going the other way. Okay, so now once again, just going to clean off the spatula so we get everything off. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, wow, Mark looks very professional, like he's been cooking all his life. Thank you. That is very kind of you to think that. All right, so here we are. We've got this. We're going to kind of scoot that in there. Okay, so, all right, next up. Now what we have to do is we have to, we just folded in our sour cream. Now we're going to go, I'm trying to figure out what to do with my spatula. Now we're going to go and we're going to use this bowl just because it's here already. Let me just kind of get some of the, I had a little flour in this before, so we're just kind of getting rid of it. Make sure they go, now it's clean. Good enough. So in here, I've got the quarter cup of sugar, and I've got the half a cup of brown sugar. We're just putting that all here in this bowl, and we're going to get every last bit out because what the heck. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the cinnamon. Let's not forget the cinnamon. This is the cinnamon in the Mo Sizzlack from The Simpsons shot glass. It says drink up chumps right here. We're going to dump that in as well. And now we will use our handy dandy whisk, and we will combine, and we will see what happens with this. So here we are, we're combining. This is much easier than using the blender, because, you know, with the blender, there's a certain element of danger, as I'm sure you're aware. This here, not too dangerous. I'm breaking up the pieces of brown sugar. Some of them have gotten a little clumpy, and that's okay, because we can go ahead and just break them up. This reminds me a little bit of Bob Ross. When I was a kid, I used to love watching Bob Ross on TV. And remember, he was the Joy of Painting guy. We're actually born on the same day, just years apart. But anyway, he used to say like great things. Like he used to, be, he'd be painting, and then he would say, "All right, we're just gonna dry or brush off, just beat the devil out of it," and he'd be hitting his brush against his easel. Great guy. He died a while back, but you can see him on. I don't know if you look on YouTube, you can find his videos. Awesome guy. Anyway, okay, so we've got our topping. So this is the topping that's actually going to go in the center of the cake, and it's going to go on top. So now here's what we're doing. We did all that. Now I'm taking the handy dandy pan that I got here. Something just flew in my pan. Oh, you know what it is? It's a little batter. That's okay. All right, so first what I do is we're going to take half the batter. We're going to put half the batter in here. So let's see if I can do that. I'm just kind of cutting it in half, and we're just going to go and slop it on in there. Okay? And what we're going to do is, I'm going like that. Let me get this all off here. We're going to kind of spread it around and see what we can make happen here. I got to tell you, though, I have heard from multiple people telling me, oh, I got to use the spatula for this. I've heard from multiple people telling me, they're like, this cake is like so good. It's such a delicious cake. So let's see what we got. Okay, so here you go. We're just spreading it out in the bowl. Okay. And we're just going to make sure we hit all the corners. Again, the recipe calls for a 9 by 9 cake pan. I don't have one of those, but it did have like 8.5 by 8.5, so good enough. Maybe it'll cook a little bit quicker, or no, maybe it'll take a little bit longer, so it'll be thicker, but that's okay. Anyway, so here we go. That's the first part. We got that in the bottom. Now we're going to take half of our brown sugar, and cinnamon mix, and I'm just eyeballing it. I don't know what I'm doing here. We're just going to go like that. And let me put a little bit right there and a little bit over here. All right, that looks pretty good. I'm just going to kind of jimmy it around a little bit. Okay, perfect. See, now, as so. Okay, now's the tough part, because now we're going to go and we are going to put the rest of this batter into this cake here. And this is where it can get tricky, you know. I'm not going to lie. There you go. Oh, look at that. I just made that look easy. I'm not even trying to sound, you know, I don't know, what's the word? Not humble. I don't want to say conceited. But, excuse me, I just got sour cream all over myself because there was some on the bowl. Anyway, here we go. We're spreading this out now. We're going to spread this out to the edges, okay? And we are going to make sure it goes all the way to the edge. I cannot wait to taste this cake. And you know what? It's going to feel good because I made it. And my family's going to say, holy mackerel, thank you for making this. Thank you for honoring us with this cake. I'm saying that because I'm pretty sure my daughter can hear me saying that. She's going to be like, no, I'm not going to say that. I will eat the cake though, Dad. Okay, so let me just get this gunk off the spatula. I'll put that there. Let me kind of smooth it out a little bit. So far, so good. All right, that could be good. Okay, I think this is coming together. Look at this. And I got to tell you, I never ever bake. So the fact that I'm doing this, I think, is really fun, and hopefully at least slightly entertaining. I keep getting the batter all over my spatula, though. All right, good. I'm just going to use a knife a little bit here. Going to go like this, and now it's time for the magic last part. I'm going to go. All right, good enough. At some point, you just got to say, I've done all I can. Now I'm going to put the remaining brown sugar, and cinnamon over the top of this. I want to make sure I kind of get it all over. This is the top. We want to make sure that this part, you know, this is like, you know when you sell a house, you want curb appeal. That's what you want here. You want lots of curb appeal for a coffee cake. The top with the topping, that's all the curb appeal right there. So there you go. I'm just drenching this. Oh, that looks great. Okay, so here we are. I've got the topping all on it now. And so now the only thing there is left to do is to put it in the oven for 40 to 50 minutes. Okay, so I'm going to go throw that in here right now. And I'm going to come back when this is all done, and we're going to see what it looks like. Stay tuned. All right, I just took the cake out of the oven just a few minutes ago. It's been cooling off for a couple of minutes. And first of all, I gotta tell you, the place smells amazing. It smells so good in here with this cinnamon crumb cake. I can't wait to tear into it. It was in the oven for about 50 minutes. We used a toothpick just right in the center to make sure it was cooked. It came back a little bit goopy the first couple times. We left it in, so total of about 50 minutes or so in the oven. Your cooking times may vary, but let's go ahead. We're gonna cut myself a little piece here. Oh, wow, look at that. Hold on, I'm gonna cut myself. You know, this says it serves 9 people. I don't know how, because I could seriously eat this whole thing on my own. Let's see, and now we're gonna just cut around here. First of all, it is like, so hold on, I don't wanna burn myself, but I'm about to. Let me see if I can get this out. All right, oh, look at that. Oh, wow. That is gorgeous. First of all, look at that. Look at that. You got the, oh, I'm spilling my crumbs everywhere. You got the middle with the crumbs in it. You got the top. This thing rose so much. Let me just grab a fork real quick because I got to try this right now. Let's see. Okay, hold on. I'm taking a big forkful. Wow. The cake is light and fluffy. It's moist thanks to that sour cream, and the the cinnamon brown sugar crumble on it is amazing. I'm gonna put the recipe on my website. Go to MoveMeMark.com/blog, and you can find the recipe there. And I highly suggest you give this a try because it is fantastic. Now remember, if you have questions about buying or selling a home or questions about cake, there's a fantastic resource. It's my website. Head to www.MoveMeMark.com. Thanks so much for watching. If you missed our last episode, you can find it right here. And here's another episode that YouTube thinks you should watch. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you hit that circle and subscribe so you don't miss out. And I'll see you next time for more Monday Mornings with Mark. You have a great week.